Is interview coaching worth the investment? Join me in this conversation as we highlight how constructive criticism from an interview coach can help you as a candidate enhance your interviewing skills, and most importantly, how you can be able to determine whether these sessions are worth the investment. As usual, my name is Mary, and I'm glad to be joined by Noella, our interview coach in this session. Thank you, Noella, for joining in.
You're welcome.
Yes. Let me just get straight to the question, whether the interview coaching is worth the investment. What is interview coaching to begin with, and how does it work?
Interview coaching is a personalized service or session that helps job seekers or candidates prepare for upcoming interviews by assessing their skills, conducting mock interviews, and providing personalized feedback and increasing their chances of securing their desired jobs.
Okay, interesting. Now, as a candidate or as a professional, I have sought for interview coaching, and I know what happens during the coaching session. There is feedback that you get from the coach. It can be constructive criticism. So let's address the constructive criticism in form of feedback that we get from the coach. This feedback, how can a candidate or a professional use it to enhance their interview skills?
This can occur in so many ways. For example, body language. These are some of the things that a coach would assess during the mock interview. So, for example, eye contact, which is very important in interviews. So after getting that feedback that you're not using enough gestures or appropriate gestures, or you're not maintaining eye contact, that is something that you can work on. Maybe that's what has been making you fail in interviews. Also, handling tough questions like, what are your weaknesses? These are questions that so many candidates are having challenges responding to. So knowing how to talk about your weaknesses, expounding on what you're doing to address these weaknesses will enable you now to be more comfortable responding to these tough questions. Also, responding clearly. During the interview coaching session, the coach will provide you with a structured way to respond to questions using the STAR model technique. So this is just structured, whereby you can be able to give us the context and share more results, which is more clear to the interviewer. Okay, and then lastly, boosting your confidence. Boosting your confidence, because also a candidate may be struggling with confidence. So after going through a series of interview coaching sessions, you will find out, you will just figure it out on your own that right now you're more relaxed. There is no more anxiety when it comes to interviews.
And I know the coach is able to let you know. Actually, that's the role of the coach. Not to really sugarcoat, because it's a purpose for the purposes of the candidate doing better and getting it right during the interviews. So I agree with you. These feedback areas, sometimes the coach may decide to just be blunt and say it as it is, but it's for purposes of growth. Now, as a candidate, I've gone through the coaching session and I've attended 1, 2, 3 interviews, or even just one. What are some of the indicators that I should look out for to determine whether the coaching investment was worthwhile?
Okay, this is done by the candidate themselves, because they're the only one who can know whether the coaching session was worthwhile. And this is feedback that we coaches would seek from the candidates. So a candidate would tell you that they could see some enhanced confidence. They are more composed and even more relaxed because of an upcoming interview. Even during the interview, the way they respond to the questions, their communication skills have improved, and that comes with a lot of confidence. Also, they can get feedback from the interviewers during the interview about the improved interview performance. Because some candidates can ask about how they have performed during the interviews during that time. So based on the feedback they receive, they can be able to compare with the previous feedback, and from there they can tell that actually the interview coaching session was worthwhile. we can also talk about the positive behavioral changes when it comes to the nonverbal communication, that is the gestures and eye contact, because it would have improved by then if those are the things that you really were intentional on working on as a candidate. And lastly, it's getting the multiple job offers. That should be the key indicator, because obviously if you're getting multiple job offers, it means you got to the last stage of the interviews. Yeah, so meaning you did well in the interviews. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I know that is why we invest in such kind of services. The goal is to get the job. Some out of experience, some candidates would come for coaching session. You have a conversation with them. They tell you they do very well up to the final stage, and then when it comes to negotiation of even salaries, that's where they drop the ball. So I know it comes in handy when it comes to coaching sessions being worth the investment. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I know we'll be discussing more about this in our upcoming videos. When it comes to interview coaching and whether it is worth the investment, believe you me, it is always very important to get to assess how well you are on a skill depending on how others see it. And that is the role of the coach. The mock session helps you to identify your key areas of strength when it comes to interviewing skills and the areas where the gap is that you need to improve on, by basically helping you to be able to know what exactly do potential employer or recruiters expect from you as a candidate as far as that role is concerned. And that is why we encourage you to reach out to us for a more personalized coaching session. The link below will guide you on how to reach out to us, and we will be glad to just schedule a session and have this conversation or discussions with you. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.